And I'm going to take the time now to debunk the theory that a 45-degree angle is what causes the crease in these shingles. Now, on a couple of these, you can already see creases starting to form up here, over here. That's a tear. I won't even count that because we can say that was mechanical error. But these right here are the beginnings of creases. So what I'm going to do is take the time to debunk that theory. I'm going to take the speed square here. And if the theory is true that a 45-degree angle is what causes a crease, then this brand new shingle should be creased if I lift it up to a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to take this speed square, and as you can see here, I'm going to lift it much past that 45, closer to a 50. And I'm going to drop the shingle back down. Now, if the theory is true that a 45-degree angle is what causes the crease, you'll see that the granules have already will become dislodged. But as you can see here, me wiping my hands across the top and zooming in, no granules have become dislodged right here. And that is because the fiberglass matting of this is still intact. That is because this is a brand new shingle. Now, moving on, let's go to these over here. Now, I'm not going to lift these because those are the shingles that we're saying are vulnerable. However, we've conducted the repair already. So if there is a crease, me wiping my hands across the top, and I'm going to take this even a step further, just to debunk the theory, I'm going to lift this up to a 60, almost 70. All right, and we're going to debunk it again one more time. Wipe my hands across the top, zoom in, and as you can see, the fiberglass matting is still intact, no creases formed. And one more time, just to totally debunk the argument, I'm going to lift this past a 90-degree, almost to a 100-degree angle, and I'm going to let it back down. As you can see, it comes back down slowly. It doesn't slap back down on the roof, but at the same time, no creases formed here at the top. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see that. That is telling you that these shingles right here are liable or pliable. As you can see, I did not lift any of these shingles past a 45-degree angle, right? But if by doing the same measurement and I'm taking my hands and I'm wiping it across the top, you can tell first and foremost that there's a lot more granule loss than there was down here. But secondly, this isn't too bad, but let's move on. But that's what we wanted to see. So there's a ton more granule loss. And then secondly, if you zoom in here, which I'm zooming in as much as I can, I got a GoPro on, you can see the asphalt within the shingle. That is telling you that the fiberglass matting is no longer intact, that the granules have become dislodged, and that it's not going to take much more for the granules to be blown off of this shingle. Furthermore, if we wanted to, you could definitely take the aspect that this ripped into consideration, but we're not even going to consider this one. I'm going to wipe my hands across the top, but we won't even consider that one. Moving on, no crease on that one, but a ton of granule loss. And here's another one, a ton of granule loss again. I'm zooming in, and as you can see there, you have a clear crease. So that is 2 crease shingles, 1 torn, that I said I wouldn't even count. Wipe my hands across the top of that one, nothing. Get rid of some of my chalk. Wipe my hands across the top, a little bit of granule loss, but nothing. So from the result of this wind damage shingle and trying to replace this wind damage shingle, we now have 1 and 2 more wind damage shingles as a result. In my professional opinion, that makes this roof not pliable or not repairable. Therefore, we would need to revise this to get them to pre-loss conditions. This roof would need to be revised to a full estimate. I'm going to take overview and close-ups of this, then tarp over it. But as I've stated before, we've had 2 creases as a result of trying to repair 1 shingle, therefore leaving this roof in worse condition than it was previously in. Therefore, doing repairs on this roof can't be done in good faith. And therefore we are asking if this can be revised to a full replacement. I'm going to compile the photos and the video report. I'm going to send it to you guys. I'm also going to put this shingle down there for you guys to pull the eye-tail. However, we've already done one, or not an eye-tail, but we already know that this shingle is available. But I'm going to also leave it down there. I appreciate your time. Take care.